Hi and Assalamualaikum to Madam Siti Nurbaya binti Muhammad Rashid. My name is Irfan Azmi bin Zamzuri and my student ID is 2021114225.
My name is Nadia Adila and my matrix number is 2021103373.
Hi, my name is Nur Faranisha binti Abdul Halid.
My name is Mawada binti Muhammad Yunus. My matrix number is 2021504577.
My name is Irfan Azmi and I am the first presenter. I will be explaining the development of money market, forex market and capital market in Malaysia. Let us start with money market. The first development for money market is in July 2009. The Islamic Principal Dealership System was announced. This is to increase efficiency in the primary and secondary markets of the Islamic financial market. Furthermore, the introduction of Financial Sector Blueprint (FSB) during 2011. This is to develop deep and dynamic financial markets. Lastly, the launch of new reference rate framework in March 2014. The new framework aims to provide a more transparent reference rate to enable better decision by consumers on the many loan products offered by the financial institution. Moving on to the forex market. The first development from the slide is the introduction of Renminbi Liquidity Facility (RLF) in November 2013. This is to enhance the liquidity of the RMB in the Malaysian financial market. Besides that, the adoption of Kuala Lumpur USD MYR reference rate in July 2016. This reference rate will be computed based on weighted average volume of the interbank USD MYR FX spot rate. Finally, the extended official hour from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. for onshore ringgit market in July 2016. Lastly, the capital market. As seen by the chart on the left from the Global Islamic Economic Report 2019, Malaysia continues to be the main driver for the sukuk market, representing 47.5% of the total global outstanding sukuk. As of January 2020, the Malaysia Islamic market capitalization is at RM2,000 billion. Malaysia ranked the highest with a total of 430 global funds, followed by Saudi Arabia, Luxembourg and Pakistan. Overall, Malaysia's Islamic capital market has rose from RM294 billion in 2000 to RM2.035 trillion in 2019. Now, I will pass it to the next presenter.
Do you know why financial markets are important? Financial markets play a major role in the economic growth of the country. Efficient financial market can serve many purposes, such as it provides a source of capital for business depending on short-term or long-term financing requirements for both private as well as the government. Next, minimizing risk by some strategies such as hedging or diversification. Financial markets have lowered the unemployment rate because of the many job opportunities it offers. Money market, forex market, and capital market are examples of financial markets. The foreign exchange market, or also known as forex, is merely a part of the money market in the financial centers. Forex market is a transaction of buying and selling of foreign currencies. The basic function of foreign exchange market is the transfer of funds from one country to another country for the settlement of payments. Next, forex provides a short-term credit to the importers to facilitate the smooth flow of goods and services from country to country. Besides, forex market is used to hedge foreign exchange risks. The parties to the foreign exchange are often afraid of the fluctuations in the exchange rates as it may result in a gain or loss to them. Capital market is a market for borrowing and lending of long-term finance which involve a high degree of risk. Capital market empowers the government's strategy of social inclusion and economic growth through providing platforms wherein industries can compete globally with sufficient capital and lead to the better economic development. It also minimizes transaction costs and time because the trading process is conducted electronically through automated systems and programs which speed up the entire process. Capital market ensures the sufficient availability of funds in the economy and always circulates among the different sectors of society. The majority of countries have their own currency for a common reason, which is most countries have unique economic situations and want to make monetary decisions based on the specific interests and needs. Firstly, changes in the value of a currency are influenced by supply and demand. For instance, currencies increase in value when there is high demand for those currencies. Secondly, a country's attractiveness to investors can affect what its currency is worth. The more stable an economy is, the more foreign investors. Thirdly, inflation means higher prices and generally lower purchasing power for a country's currency. If a country experiences inflation, the prices of its export increase, making them less attractive to foreigners. In a nutshell, every nation has its own currency system to fight its economic problems in its own way. In finance, an exchange rate is a price at which two currencies can be exchanged against each other. Countries are free to choose which type of exchange rate they will apply to their currency. The main types of exchange rate are floating and fixed. For your information, Malaysia practices a floating exchange rate system.
What is the mechanism to print the currency in the country? Some of the major countries print their own currency within the borders of the country. For example, USA and China. These countries print their own currency to maintain confidentiality of internal information and also to protect their currency. Other countries print their currency outside of their country, mainly the developing and poor countries. They use private companies that are specialized in printing currency such as the Laro British, Canadian banknote, and Swedish krona. The main objective of this method is to save money due to high cost of printing machine. Next, how much can a country print a currency at a time? The answer to this is central bank has not set any value or any limit to print the money. The necessity is that it should be enough to provide services, transfer goods, and also to regain the value of currency. This value of currency depends on enormous factors such as interest rate, average exports, as well as current fiscal deficit and many more. Usually, central bank prints an average of 2 to 3% of the total GDP. This percentage depends on a country's economy and may change accordingly. The printed money should be produced in perfect balance with the value of goods and services.
One of the impacts of pandemic virus COVID-19 towards the market is oil prices drop. A war between Russia and Saudi Arabia over oil prices also one of the factors that has pushed down oil prices. Due to a major combination of COVID-19 issues and the oil price conflict, the Dow Jones Industrial Average Futures Market dropped by more than 1,300 points and suspended trading. The Dow Jones dropped more than 2,000 points or 7.8%, exceeding the market prediction for the futures and being the largest drop in its history. Other stock market that was also affected are S&P 500, Nasdaq Composite, and Italian National Stock Exchange. In the US, the falls triggered circuit breaker designed to avoid stock market crashes, leading to trading delays of 15 minutes. Next, the impact on the airline sector. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of people would prefer to stay at home instead of going outside to avoid the disease. In fact, if the situation gets critical enough, travel might be banned by various countries and lockdowns continue to be implemented in many countries. Due to this, we will see a decrease in the stock prices of travel-related industries. The airline company stocks include United Airlines, American Airlines, Delta Airlines, and Hawaiian Holdings, as they are the major airline firms running flights both domestically and internationally. United was the first US airlines to declare drastic capacity cuts and decide to cut executive salary, suspend its stock buyback program, offer employees unpaid leave and other cash preservation initiatives in response to the pandemic and the resulting economic breakdown. The differences between Islamic and conventional financial market in terms of Sharia framework. As for Islamic financial market, the products designed based on Sharia law, meaning that it must be approved by the relevant financial regulator as well as by the relevant Sharia authority. Meanwhile, conventional financial market is not based on any religious laws or guidance. It means must be only approved by the relevant financial regulator. Next, for Islamic financial market in terms of investors, it is both Islamic and conventional investors only. Meanwhile, conventional financial market, it is conventional investors only. In terms of prohibited transactions, Islamic financial market restricts stocks of company dealing with unlawful activities such as pork, alcohol, tobacco or pornography, and arms and ammunition. As for conventional, except for money laundering and the financing of criminal activities, these activities are permitted. Next, for types of structure, the Islamic financial market structured based on assets, equity and debt. Utilities Sharia compliant contract, as an example, murabaha, mudarabah, wakala. Meanwhile, conventional, it is structured based on loan contract only.
Assalamualaikum, I am Nadia. So in this slide, I'm going to present about the definition of Sharia compliance. So, Sharia compliant investment in Malaysia means that shares and services offered by any financial institution that meet the requirement of Islamic law, such as prohibition of riba. New investors need to ensure that company they want to invest in does not practice riba in their organisation and services. Also, does not involve any gara contract and no gambling and any other activity that are forbidden in Islam. Lastly, company Sharia compliance. According to Sharia Advisory Council, these are the companies that provide Sharia compliance activities. There are Advanced Synergy Berhad, MCOP Properties Berhad, Mr. D. Awal Group Berhad, Sanzam Biotic Berhad, and Bertan Alliance Berhad. In this slide, I'm going to present about the industry sector that are good to be invested during pandemic. Firstly, healthcare sector. In 2020, the healthcare industry was one of the best performing sector in the stock market. There are high expectations that the stock will remain a priority in 2021 given the growing need of life-saving medication and immunity boosting supplement. Malaysia is also looking forward to receiving more vaccine as part of its vaccination campaign. So in a nutshell, the healthcare sector as a whole will continue to grow. Hence, the investor can start investing in this sector without any doubt. Next, telecommunication sector. Network usage is skyrocketing with many telco companies reporting large spike in Malaysia since telecom has been one of the most significant services and sector throughout the worldwide pandemic. Technology has been crucial enabler in assisting the government in tracking economic changes. In addition, the technology sector also helped the society during the pandemic by facilitating many businesses that work from home and students in learning online. Not to forget, it aids healthcare authorities in timely communication in spreading awareness of COVID-19 and the case statistic in Malaysia. Seeing existing customer demand for internet is predicted to be increased, telecom will likely to continue to be one of the best performing industry and investors should consider to investing in this area during pandemic. Last but not least, fast-moving consumer goods sector. In 2020, people are frightened of lockdown and supply chain issues, especially when it came to basic supplies. The market for FMCG faced significant changes due to demand for consumer packaged goods surged in the heavily affected countries, while household goods spending increased dramatically. This is because people tried to limit their chances of contracting the virus by reducing the number of times they went to the supermarket. As the third wave doesn't seem to subside anytime soon, consumers may begin to overstock essential items. Thus, this sector will continue to grow and investors should start investing in this sector. So we have come to the end of our presentation. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.